like you raw, no edit, no lace. Your morning bread still fits your face. The things you hide, I hold them close. The things you feel, I want the most. My 6-foot Amazon, you stand like gold. I ice your hand, then let it glow. I know you cycle by heart, by week. I know your moves before you speak. You make me proud just walking in. Slim black dress and that soft grin. Don't change for me. I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Market territory. I'm yours, baby, that's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again, yeah. You the prize, you the trophy, too. When you're near me, I look good through you. Tinted windows, Range Rover glide. Late night rose with you by my side. I'm honored, baby, to love you right. To hold you down and guard your light. I love your flaws, I love your mess. The parts you hide, I love them best. I want my face to smell like you. It's not my face, it's yours now too. Mark my face, don't miss a spot. Say I'm yours, mean a lot. For me, I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. Baby, market territory. I'm yours, baby, that's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again. Slow it down, let the room breathe. Say my name like you need me. Deep and out, syrup in my tone. Hold me close, you are my home. They just shine like morning gold. The energy warm in the cold. You light it up for everybody there. You walk in and the whole room cares. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. Hey, I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Market territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again. My trophy girl, my reason why. Your light on me makes heads turn pie. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Fade me out. Fade me out.
Come and talk to me.
Come and talk to me.
I really wanna meet you.
Come and talk to me.
Tell me where you might go. Can I talk to you? I really
Wanna know you. Come and talk to me.
come and talk to me.
You ain't gotta.
Hide from me. Oh.
I really wanna meet you.
Can I talk to you? Come and talk to me.
I really wanna know you.
I really wanna be yours. Come and talk to me.
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet.
What's up, everybody? What's up, y'all? If y'all in the crowd, you know, let me know if y'all there. We got about 10 viewers right now. But this is my first show, my first group show, you know, for the Lover Girls. I wanted to do a show for more of my Instagram audience. Because I know what they like and what they enjoy. And they like when I talk about love and when we talk about relationships and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. So that's what I'm doing today. I didn't want to do, like more of the rougher topics where people kind of can disagree and stuff like that. But I hope that on topics like that, that I can kind of bridge the gap and use my communication skills so that other people can see my point of view or see the male point of view, the male perspective. But also, I want to learn the woman's perspective, and I think a lot of men want to understand the woman's perspective. So that's the point of the show. And I'm about to introduce y'all to the guests that we have today. And we got a couple of them that's not here yet, but we're going to go with the ones that are currently here. So I'm going to add them to the stage for y'all.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's going on,
Hello.
Amani? Hey, Rachel. Jaleesa.
Hi.
If you don't mind, is that how I say your name, Jaleesa?
Yes, Julissa.
Jaleesa. Okay, perfect. And Amani, if you want to, you can put your Instagram or whatever handle you want at the bottom of
Okay.
your, under, under your name if you want to. But today
Okay.
I want everybody to pretty much just enjoy themselves today. I want to, if anybody likes to have conversations, just want you to enjoy yourself, have a conversation. It can be funny, whatever it is. It's just a light conversation we're gonna have today. That sound good?
Yes,
Yeah.
sounds good.
If we could start with, I think I'm gonna go around so that the crowd can kind of get to know who we have on stage. I'm gonna start with Rachel. I saw one of Rachel's posts. I forgot what it was, but I think she was talking about she was out and a man approached her and the way he approached her or whatever it was, but it was interesting. And I saw that, okay, she likes to talk. She like to do story time sometimes. So I thought she would be good to have come through. So that's Rachel B. How you doing, Rachel?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to start doing story time. So you kind of just throw me out there with all the talking and everything, but I'm game for it. I can do it.
Okay, awesome. What area are you located in? So people
I'm in
know.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Perfect. Let's go to Jaleesa. No, Jaleesa. I think I saw Jaleesa actually a long time ago, but she popped up on my timeline again. But I know that she kind of like talks about the same thing, like the relationship type of space, men and stuff like that. So I saw her pop up on my timeline again. I'm like, let me reach out to her, see if she want to be a part of the conversation. So that's Jaleesa right there. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. And you? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You have an accent. Where are you located?
I'm in Montreal, Canada. So my first language is actually French. I mean Creole, then French, and right after that English. So if I say words that doesn't make sense, excuse me in advance. And you can correct me at any time. I'm like open to that as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. We got Armani. Armani, I wanted to bring Armani on because I knew Armani from a long time ago, and one of my friends who already kind of do YouTube, he told me that it's good to, when you start out, maybe have some people who already kind of know you, familiar with, and stuff like that too. So I'm like, let me bring Armani on because I know her from the past. What's
Right.
up, Armani?
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here and like this much nervous. So I might be stuttering. I might start glitching. So just bear with me, y'all.
No, we cool. One of the things I wanted to do was kind of get people from like slightly different ages, demographics, things like that, right? And I think we do kind of have a nice mix. Like Jaleesa is from Montreal, so that's very interesting. Um,
Hmm.
I'm assuming that everybody's relationship status is single. I'm assuming that, but Amani, I don't know about you. I know that Jaleesa talks about like her find like the man that she wants in the future. I think, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I'm
Rachel
definitely
talked about
single.
a Rachel talked about a man approaching her, right? And she didn't say, "Oh, I had a
Hmm.
ring on" or nothing like that. So I assume she's
Right.
single.
Yep. Single. Yep.
Armani, Armani, you single?
Yeah,
Is it complicated?
very, I'm healing. I'm healing. I don't want to date nobody. I'm very traumatized after becoming a mother. So, yeah, I'm gonna
I
just take some
understand.
time to myself
Hmm.
Hmm.
and just yeah, I'm just chill. I'm just hanging out for the time, not for like love and stuff. Absolutely not. I'm not interested at all.
All right. Your audio messing up a little bit, but I think it's gonna clear up soon.
Okay.
Um, what's the deal, right? So we got three single women on a panel. What are y'all like? What are y'all finding? Are y'all just in a place where it's like, yo, I'm not interested right now, or is it more of like a I'm interested, but I'm waiting till that right guy comes across. Whoever wants to go first can go first.
I'm in between. I can tell you, I'm in between. I've had my trauma in the past. I've dated, like tried to date for like a year, and I was like, ah, I'm just gonna chill. The things I found out in the dating world, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna relax. If it happens, cool, but I'm not actively out there looking for it. Matter of fact, I go out with my girlfriends and they have to remind me, Rachel, smile and look friendly. If you want to get approached. And I'm like, I don't want to get approached today. So no. It all depends on my mood. But yeah, I'm not actively looking or anything like that. If it happens or if God shines a light on somebody and be like, here you go, then cool. But um yeah, I'm kind of content right now, whether it happens or not for me.
Are we glitching?
Yeah, what
Or
happened?
should I go next?
I think he thumbed up.
Oh, okay. So I'll go next, I guess. Um, I think I'm a little bit in the same period as you. I'm in a period where I'm focused on myself, but I'm also open to receiving love, to be loved. And I think I got myself to that point because I was in a season where I was not dating at all and completely rebuilding myself as a
Hmm.
woman. So now I'm open to it, but it's not something that I'm actively seeking or seeking to go after man or meet man or anything like that. And because
Hmm.
I've grown so much into the person that I am today, that it's pretty easy for me to see if it's gonna work or not pretty fast. So it's not,
Yep.
there's no dragging with the dating scene and all of that, because after a few conversations you can tell if someone is aligned with you or not. So basically it's a no, because people are just like, men are not really interesting. So I feel like I'm more interesting. Like, I'm more interested in pouring into myself. And when I
Yeah.
become that ultimate person that I want to be, then I'll attract this person that I want. That's what I believe.
I feel you. I've taken numbers before. Like sometimes we've never even made it to an actual like a date. because within the
Yeah.
few conversations on the phone, I'm like, yeah, no, never mind. Like
Yeah.
if you stay quiet and let the conversation kind of go around, you pick up things, especially if you're experienced in it, right? And you've seen some things already, you know what's going on. There are certain things you're like, ah, yeah, nope. Where maybe 10 years ago you might have been like, well, maybe they didn't mean it this way, or maybe I'm overthinking it or something. Now you
Yeah.
kind of know, like, oh, yeah, no, I remember that. You have a good day, and you just
Yeah,
you
exactly.
move on.
Exactly. You move on from it because like you don't want to give your
Hmm.
time to a situation that's just gonna go nowhere. So yeah.
Right. Hmm.
What about you, Amani? Why you single? Where you at? Where you at with it? Single and open. Hold on, let me unmute you.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead. Can y'all hear her?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Amani, if you can refresh your internet, or you might be on the app or something, but try refreshing it for me. All right, she gonna refresh. But in the
Okay.
meantime, so do y'all think that just not that many men are interesting? What do y'all think it is? What's the issue?
I don't know. Some some aren't interesting, but I give them grace some because even though I'm sitting here on this podcast talking, I'm not a big talker. I like to listen, right?
Mm.
So I can kind of tell right away if you don't really have anything going for you because I'm more of a I ask questions and I want you like to give yourself to me and let me know what's going on. Um, a lot of times it can be very shallow. Like
Mm.
I just think is it Delisa? Did I say that right? Um, she's very pretty, so I'm sure she's gone through it too, where trying to have a conversation and they'll just say, "You're so beautiful. Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're so pretty," and you're like, "Thank you." Yeah, so there's a lot more to me if you want to, know about that. I ran more into men who are kind of interesting, but they don't ask me any questions. I've been on
Mm.
dates where I've said nothing. Um, they just talk the whole time, and I ask a question, and it's never they answer, and it's never a well, and how about you, or what do you think? It's they talk the whole time, and compliments are nice, but you're like, well, yeah, but there's more to me than being pretty, right? There's billions of pretty people all over the world. That being pretty is not what makes me special. It's just something that genetics put together. Um, so there's more to it, but it seems like sometimes that's all a man is really worried about when he's looking for a date. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that the reason why a lot of people in general, but some men are not interesting, it's because they're not doing the work on themselves to become interesting. So they're not learning anything, reading anything, growing into like like finding out things about life, I would say. And like you said, everything is just shallow. Everything is just, yeah, I got some money, I got a car, I got a house, I can buy you a watch or whatever. And it's just everything is just surface level, and they don't go
hmm
deeper into themselves to learn about themselves, learn about what they like, learn about like finding hobbies that they like. So if you get into a conversation with a woman and you don't have anything to share, then your conversation will be shallow and boring and non-interesting, especially with a woman that has done that work, that has gone into
hmm
solitude for a moment to learn about herself. So I think that's a little bit of what's going on, and especially as well that social media is like fucking up everything right now. I'm not sure if I can say the word fuck or not.
You fine?
uh, but social media is messing up everything and every relationship in a sense because people think that they can just have anyone and everyone in a sense. I'm not sure if you like you understand what
hmm
I'm saying. Mhm.
Hmm.
So there
Oh
are
People think
yeah.
they got a lot of
yeah,
options.
they think that exactly they think they have so many options, so they're not watering their grass or the person that they want. They're instead of like trying to water that relationship, they're thinking, okay, this is too hard, let me go find someone else. And it's like
hmm
a never ending cycle.
Got you. Um, from my perspective, I've recently been my perspective has been changing so much recently, from like being in online spaces and like having conversations with other men, and I'm starting to see what women see, being a nuanced person and being able to being perceptive and being to kind of like understand different different concepts and understand what people are saying. I'm starting to see what women see. I'm a little bit more harsh
Mm,
than y'all though. Like I think a lot of guys just happen to be stupid. And I say it to them. I think, and I used to think like, listen, most men are supposed to be leaders in their relationship. That's just the way it is. That's just God, the way God made it. We supposed to be leaders in our relationship. But then as I start to go through and meet men and talk to men, I'm like, oh, you're not smart. So why would a woman who is smarter than you want you to lead her? And
mm-hmm.
I think that's crazy. But I used
Facts.
to just think the default is man leader, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's true. There's
I-
there's times, depending on the relationship, where, and depending on the dynamic, it could very well be the woman that should be leading because she has more knowledge. Whether it could be book smarts, she could have more book smarts and street smarts, and just more experience altogether than the man in that particular relationship. So sometimes just because you have a penis doesn't mean that you're automatically a leader. You know?
yeah, and I think from I like to think that are you two women who believe in that? Believe in you would prefer the man to be the leader if the man that you end up with?
I would see, but that's because currently I'm the leader in everything else in my life. So I would like to be like, hey, babe, yes, somebody who says, I got it, don't you worry about it, sit down. I'm taking care of that. So just based on how I am in every other aspect of my life, in a relationship with a man, I would prefer for him to be the leader.
I would too. I think that the man should be the leader, but not just leading in I feel like a lot of time when we say we want a leader and a provider and a protector, they're just thinking, okay, I'll just bring the money home and take care of you and sit you down. But there's so many other aspects in leading, protecting, and providing, whether it's prayer, whether it's him covering you, whether it's him pouring into your life, into your mindset, into you in
Hmm.
general. So there's so many other ways and areas to lead than just him being like a provider in a sense. And I feel like when men hear leader, they're just thinking, oh, I'm just gonna tell her what to do and what not to wear, and don't wear makeup and don't do your hair like that, and I'll bring the money home and that's it. Like leading is so much more than that. And yeah, that's
Hmm.
definitely a conversation to be to have. But I do think that those conversations have to be done between men because I don't think that men really listen to women, unfortunately.
Well, not unless they saying what you want to hear, what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think leadership is so deep, especially when you talking about a relationship or somebody that you've chosen and committed to. Like, yo, I want to do life with you. Like leadership definitely is deep. It's to me is I think men should be leading when it comes to communication. I think men should be master communicators. At minimum, I think they should strive to be master communicators. Because I think that's really where relationships fail. I would argue that's like probably 80% of relationships fail because you don't know what I'm saying, you don't know what I mean, you don't know
Hmm.
how I feel, right? You think that I feel this way, you think that I'm saying this, you think that I would argue that that's like the bulk of relationships. So I know for me, communication is the biggest thing. I want to understand how you feel. I want to truly understand how you feel. I want to truly understand what you're saying, right? I'm not going to I understand that words are important. I'm one of them people that say that to people, like words are important, right? So be specific with the words you use. However, I understand that people articulate on different levels. So my goal is to help you articulate yourself. Okay, you said this, but do you mean that? Right? This is what, do you, and I'm going to try and attempt to understand what you truly are saying versus other people's like, oh, you said this. Remember you said that? You said it. And I'm like, and you might be like, yo, I didn't mean it though. That's not what I meant. I
Yeah.
misspoke. I used the
Hmm.
wrong word. So yeah,
Hmm.
I think it's so many. play, levels of leadership in a relationship that you have to be good at in
Really
order
funny.
to, yeah. And I think you also have to know how to delegate. I think delegation is important, right? I gotta
Hmm.
understand, like, okay, I'm not the strongest here. I think you strong here. I think that you
Yeah.
should
Mm-hmm.
advise me when it comes to stuff like that. So I think that's all
Yeah.
important.
Let me let me ask, when it comes to communication, do you think that a barrier or maybe like an obstacle for the older generation, when I say older, I mean like maybe 35 and up, um,
Mhm.
is that a lot of men weren't raised to be communicators, or they didn't see that communication within their parents. And I ask it that way because I have two boys. Uh, one's
Mhm.
20, one's 14. And I've raised them both to communicate their feelings and to talk through things and be able to identify what they're feeling and articulate it. And I noticed that their friends are able to do that as well. Like the boys that they hang out with, I've heard their conversations. They are very in tune with their feelings and how they talk. But I don't see that in some of the older generations. And I wonder if it's more of the way they were raised, and they never, even though being raised a certain way is not an excuse, but they were raised a certain way, and it was more of, well, that's just how it is, and they haven't really done the work to refine their communication skills. Could that
Yeah,
be part of the issue?
I think that's a big part of the issue. But I mean, I I wasn't raised to be a good communicator necessarily. But one thing that I am innately is a problem solver. So
Mm-hmm.
you can simply learn, like, this isn't working. You know, I need to. It's like when you have a conversation with somebody and they don't get it, and you instinctively know, okay, let me try to explain it this way, right? I think it has to
Yep.
do a lot with that, which I think has to do with, like, being genuine and also being intelligent. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
genuine, but I'm also intelligent. So I truly want to understand what you're saying. But, like, for example, I
Mm-hmm.
was talking to my mom earlier today, and through the conversation, I'm like, Mom, I'm like, Mom, you gotta let me finish talking. She's like, Oh, I'm sorry, right? Because my mom wasn't, she communicates like direct. She wants to jump in and tell you, and I'm like, Mom, I gotta finish what I'm saying, and then you can tell me
Yeah.
what you want to say. Um, so I do think that's a big issue because a lot of us learn that way. But also on the other side, I'm like, if you want to be a leader, right? You said you wanted to be a leader, so you have to get better at it. You have to, if you haven't
Mm-hmm.
determined that this is a big portion of your job, then you gotta go back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah,
But
and I
yeah,
think you said that right. Like, I feel like a big part of leading as well is knowing how to lead yourself first before trying to lead someone else. So, just like you said, like you figure out the issues that you've or traumas that you've grown with, and then you change that. You
Mm-hmm.
fix those things because you don't want it to pour that into your relationship. It's the same way with me. I used to have, like, for example, an anger issue, but I know that I don't want to bring that into a marriage, into a relationship. So I had to fix that about myself so I don't pour that into my relationship and bring that with me. So leading yourself is like learning how to lead yourself is the way that I believe that you will be a great leader in anything you do in life in general. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, your point was good about like changing that pattern that you learned with your parents. I have immigrant parents, Haitian parents, and they don't know how to communicate at all. They just want to avoid the conversation, move on from it. They don't want to talk about their feelings, the past. They don't want to heal, and they just are always on the go mode, basically. Like move on from the
Mm-hmm.
situation. I don't want to heal from it. So, like, I absolutely understand when you say that older generation don't know how to communicate, but it is so good that we are learning from that so we don't
Mm-hmm.
teach that to our children or our future children. Just like you
Yep.
said, your sons know how to communicate. That's because you've learned from your parents. So they'll be
Mm-hmm.
good, I guess, good communicators in their relationship.
Right. Yep.
do you think that by a certain age, a man should pretty much pick up that though? Like what his parents didn't teach him, most of it. Do you think he should just pick it up by a certain age?
I
And then
think
also,
so,
what age
but
is that? What age do you think that's it should be wrapped up by?
I don't know. Men, it seems like men age differently than women do. I don't know. Um, it all, because I can't even go with the whole frontal lobe thing because
Okay.
that excuse kills me because it's
I
not
was
like
gonna
your
say,
frontal lobe is
yeah, the
zero and
frontal
then you
lobe.
turn 25 and it's 100%. That's not how that works. Like it's developing the whole time. So, um, oh, I don't know what age that would be. I don't talk to a lot of men that are between the ages of like 20 and 35, besides my son, and like I can hear his friends' conversations. Um, but I feel like at least by the time you're out of the house and you're trying to start your career or something, I think you should be able to kind of sit back and contemplate on your childhood and how maybe that's affecting relationships going forward and maybe start to do the work. But sometimes I feel like men don't do that unless they have a motivator or a reason to. I feel like women, we kind of just do it, but a lot of men, unless there's a goal at the end to give them a reason to self-reflect, that they're not going to do it. That's just my opinion.
I think that,
Interesting.
yeah, the thing that I see with men is that they'll take a situation that happened in their life, like for example, when they were 16, and their entire identity and life will be built on that bad experience, on the fact that he didn't get the girl, he got cheated on, or instead of like growing from the situation, they're going backwards. So I don't even know if the frontal lobe thing is like a thing for most men because our
Mm,
when our frontal lobe develop, we like think clearly and start moving differently from the past, from where we when we were young. But you can talk to a man that's 45 and he'll bring the story that happened with a girl that he was in awe of when he was 16. That's absolutely insane.
mm,
Like they don't, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them don't move on from situation. They build their entire identity and life on a past situation, and that's absolutely toxic.
Yeah, that's true. I know I've seen that a lot where men will base their so I'm one of those people that let's say me and my lady ended up having a split, God forbid, right? I would never be that guy that says, you know what, I'm changing. I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing that. I'm never doing this. Like, no, I'm gonna learn to find better in what I want and I'm gonna be me, you
mm,
know? I'm going to give the next person 100% because they deserve 100%. Um, but I think a lot of times, I guess in our problem solving process, we think that okay, if we change us, that'll be the best option versus choosing better next time or learning exactly, maybe taking your time more or something like that. So I think that's a big. I don't know, man. I always bring things back to like problem solving. I don't know why, but it always come
mm.
back to that. Armani, we got you back. Let me hear your audio. Oh, you on mute? I'm gonna unmute you if I can.
Okay, can
Can you hear?
y'all hear me well?
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
I'm
I'm
together.
gonna
I'm
turn you down.
together.
All right, perfect. So we want
Okay.
to know why do you feel like are you single and looking? What's your situation?
Like I was saying before, like Jalisa said, I'm basically like in the phase of my life where I'm trying to rebuild, get myself together. Like, so I recently had a baby like almost 3 years ago. Me and her dad was together for like almost 4 years prior to her being born. And we never really planned to have a baby, but God works in mysterious ways, and we had a baby. And the things that I ignored prior to us having a child, they just amplified after me having my daughter. So I was just like, oh, you know what? I didn't really like you before, and I thought after we had this baby that we would like each other more, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. So yeah, I'm not really interested in that because he just turned into a, well, no, not it, turned into a different person. He just started being him more. Because I can't
How
say
about this?
like,
I want to ask you a question
sure,
because that's a very common thing, more common than people think. Is I
yeah,
want to go into the mindset, and if you can go back to that moment where you
yeah.
thought, if we have a baby, this can fix this relationship, or maybe we'll like each other more, something like that. I think that's a lot more common than people think. What is the when you were in that place, like what did you think? If you can walk me through the mindset and why it made sense to you at the time.
So being completely honest, I was being delusional for one.
Mm.
I had my own stuff going on at the time, and I learned after going to therapy and stuff that more than anything, I was looking for connection. And instead of trying to connect with myself and pour into myself and basically just take care of myself so I won't look for connection outward, um, I just latched onto him because he was an ex of mine and I felt like we knew each other really well. But come to find out, no, he didn't. It wasn't really, he was just a really good friend that I should have never took that next step with. So yeah, I was very delusional. I was delusional, and honestly speaking, I can say I thought once the baby got here, it was going to be a magic trick. Like, oh, he's different, and it's like, no, he's not different. So yeah, but sometimes I really just have to like step out of the moment and really look and see what's going on because if I don't, I can get lost in the
Yeah,
this
you get
made
lost
up
in the
fairy tale that's
yeah.
not actually happening. Like,
Do
cause
you feel
I'm like,
like
oh,
do you
go
feel like
ahead.
you do you feel like it comes from a place of emotion? Do you think you
Push.
get to a place where your emotions will take over how you actually your thinking, your thought process?
Yes, I'm very. I'm trying. I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a hold of it better, but I'm very
Mhm.
reactive. I'm very
Yeah,
reactive. When things happen, I'm going. I'm going. But I'm learning as I get older, and now becoming a parent, that I have to
yeah,
relax and just take a minute to process things because that may not really how I be. That's not how I may actually feel in the moment. Like it could
yeah,
just be a temporary thing, and I may not actually be
mhm,
so in love like I thought I was.
yeah,
It was a lot going on back then.
yeah.
It was a lot going on.
Okay, Amani, I picked up on something. I think that you're a talker. I think you tend to
Love the
probably
chat.
be yeah, I think you probably tend to be long-winded. So throughout this conversation, what I'm going to
Hmm.
do is when I'm hearing you talk, I'm going to
Hmm.
kind of like I'm gonna come in and help sometimes. If I
Sure.
catch you like being a little long-winded, I'm gonna come in and help. But it's from a like it's
Hmm.
from a love, place of love. I'm gonna steer it a little
Oh, for
bit.
sure.
Um, now, ladies, have y'all been in that position before where you kind of felt like, you know what, I might have made a bad decision based on my emotions with a man?
Oh, I
Yes.
have. I got go ahead, Elisa.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say that I really feel like, I'm gonna blame it in a sense on society, but society has sold women fairy tales for so long. While we were sold fairy tales, men were sold something completely different, like nothing that has to do with marriage and love. It was like something probably completely
Hmm.
different that they were watching. So while we are like sold these fairy tales by our family, by the TV, by society, we grow up to think that we can just get into a relationship with that delusion. Just like she said, like we have this weird delusion and like something that we've created in our mind, and we go into a relationship with this full script of how it's going to be, and when it's not like that, we're like, then why is he acting like that? Why is he not the person that I thought he was? But he was never that person to begin with. That's like an image that we created for that person. So that's something that as women we have to deconstruct. Is that the word? Deconstruct
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
unlearn, because it has set us back so much. And I also was guilty of getting into a relationship and thinking this is my prince charming because I've created um, an identity for him instead of basically being quiet and learning who he is truly.
And Rachel, you said you had something.
Yeah, so I used to have a tendency to I love the good promise. I love the good promise and good potential, you know? And I would the relationship would be based on that, these promises and this potential. And I'm gonna do this and you just wait and we're gonna do it. And I'm just like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And the few serious relationships I've had, it never came. And I think the last one I had, I stayed too long because the promises were so good. And I got a plan, and it's gonna be this, and it wasn't. So it was like it was kind of learning to one trust my instincts. Because I would kind of put that aside and be like, no, it's okay, it's gonna happen, or I give it time frame. I'm sure it's gonna happen by this year. It's gonna happen. Next year it's gonna happen. Before I knew it, it was like 3, 4 years down the road. Um, so yeah, I had to learn that action is what I need to be paying attention to, not words. Words are nice, but definitely pay attention to what the actions are saying. And it took me a little bit to realize that, but I got it now. But yeah, that was a big thing for me in past relationships is just listening to promises and looking at the potential instead of looking at what's currently in front of me and what their actions are saying.
Do you guys think that this is what I've observed, right? Do you think that women tend to force things? So I'll give you an example, right? Um, I'm engaged, so I'm getting married soon. Now, my fiance, she tells me like, okay, I'm about to be this age. Okay, so we have to have the baby right here. I don't want to be pregnant while we are on our honeymoon. I don't want this. I don't want that. But we have to have the baby in this window. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, slow down. It's cool. Like whatever, we're going to end up where we're supposed to end up. Everything will happen perfectly, right? But she's stressing herself out at the timeline. She's like, this is the timeline. This is where it has to happen. So even in relationships, do you think that instead of realizing like, you know what, maybe this person isn't the person for me, you get to a place where it's like, he got to be the person for me. Let me, he got it. This got to work with him. He's the person, right? Does that happen?
Hmm. Yeah, it actually almost happened to me. And I think the Lord saved me from that. But I also got into a point where I was just like your fiance, and congratulations on getting married, by the way. I was getting to that point where I'm the oldest in my family, so they were asking me like, when are you getting married? When are you popping these babies? Like as early as when I was 20. So they have this
Mm,
weird thing where they just want you to go through the same path they went through, and most of them have unsuccessful marriage. Like being married doesn't mean you have a successful marriage, right? Like most of them are married, but their marriage are not successful, but they want you to go through that same path. So when you're, again, frontal lobe is not fully developed, you think to yourself, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is the path that I'm supposed to take. I have to get married, I have to buy a house, I have a car, and I have a bunch of kids. So I got to the point that I picked someone too, and I was just like, okay, I need to get married. Like someone that was not my type, that was not what I wanted at all, and he was down to get married, I guess. And then I was just like, yeah, sure, let's do it, whatever. Like, you seem to be a cool guy, whatever. Like, let's just do it because, like, I'm almost 25. People are stressing me out. Like, I have to get married and have babies. But thank God this relationship didn't work. And that's why um, I'm always talking about like figuring out what you truly want and following your timeline and not being stressed by what society is pushing on you in a sense, but also figuring out like your type in a person, what you truly want, so you don't get into that weird like trap, like that trap that I always put myself into because people are forcing you to be a woman or to do things the woman way, I guess.
Mm, interesting. Do you guys think that when it comes to dang, I hope I didn't lose my thought. I was about to ask you about deeper into that question about that man. Oh, do you guys think that you get to a point where from making that mistake, you start to be overly cautious, and everything the man has to be perfect, 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 or your standards get so high, you almost are hoping that people can't meet your standards.
I'm
Yes.
kind of at that point.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
and yeah, and I wouldn't say my standards are too high, but I've learned over time that what I would consider normal stuff, to some men is like, wow, that's a lot. Like, is it really though? But yeah, my girlfriends laugh at me if I do get a number. They're like, okay, don't give him a chance. Let him talk it out. If he says something that you don't quite agree with, ask him to explain further what he meant. Don't just cut him off, Rachel. Don't cut him off because I will cut. I just like, and I'll be happy by it. So I'm like, good. I don't have to deal with a relationship or stress or future arguments or future misunderstandings or future where are you going? Why aren't you home yet? Why didn't you call me back? It's been 2 hours. What you doing? Where you at? I don't have to deal with any of that. So
Mhm.
yeah, at this point I will be like, oh, that didn't work. Oh well, and and just kind of skip on my merry way because it almost feels like it's easier for me at this point in my life to not have one of these men out here that I've met. Now, who knows? There could be a man out there who would come into my life and I'd make his life easier. He'd make my life easier, but I have not seen that yet. So when I think of a man coming in, I don't think of him as making my life easier. I think of it as someone else I might need to take care of and someone else who's leaving socks and shoes in the middle of my floor that I need to pick up and and stuff like that. It doesn't sound very appealing, right? And I feel like there might be one guy out there for me that I would love enough that it wouldn't bother me, but I haven't met that person yet. So when a man does something that puts a flag up for me,
Yeah.
there's no forcing it. There's no me being like, well, maybe it's okay. Mm-mm. I'm like, oh, nope. Oh, well. And
Is that a yellow
and I just
flag,
move
or
on.
is it a red flag or
No,
even yellow flag?
no, I won't. I won't do that with a yellow flag. A yellow flag will make me pause for a second and be like, "You want to explain that further? Do you want to repeat what you just said? Do
Mhm.
you want to fix that? What you just said?" But no, like a red flag,
No
I
flag.
I don't even. It's not even a second thought. I just go about my business.
Okay. How about you, Jaleesa?
I would say
Yes.
yes to your question. Your question was, do I feel like our standards may be getting too high to a point that
Well, let me correct that. I don't know if I did say too high. I
Mhm.
probably just meant very high. Because your standard can be as high as you want it to be. It's your life, right?
Yeah.
But are they high to the degree that you or that you're kind of like, you know what, I'm setting men up for failure because I low key don't like something inside of me is like, I don't want this, but I do want it. But I hope you don't meet my standards because then it's like, yeah,
Yes, I went to a season where like I got my when like I told you like after that relationship like I got my standard to a point that it was all the way up to the sky, like it was in the clouds. And then now that I'm reflecting back to all of my standards and stuff, and it's not that I don't want to have these things in my list or in my standards. It's just that I'm getting to a point that I have to understand that people are like men are also human, like we're humans, and to give that person a chance before like to give that person a chance without having this high list in your mind, because people are just not perfect. And if you get into a relationship, if I get into a relationship with someone, then I'll have to grow into that relationship with that person. Nobody's gonna come in my to my front door and know what to say exactly and how what to do exactly. There's a minimum, like I think there's a minimum of thing that that person have to have or have to like standard that they have to meet. But at the same time, like there's certain things that maybe in my list I think I was maybe too demanding, and I'm like trying to dial back in a way, sorry, to give people a chance to, yeah. to have a conversation because I think I was a little bit too
Mhm.
strict in my strict program.
Hmm. Do
Yeah.
are the standards more so? Are the standards that you guys have the high ones, the ones that you would consider high? Do you more so prioritize like extra things, or is it like the foundational things that you just you prioritize, like attraction or I would assume that would be to be foundational, that you want to be attracted to your partner. But
Hmm.
yeah, like is it like the small things that y'all stick on, or is it the bigger things?
Mm. I think for me recently, I've been looking at the small stuff like consideration and people being thoughtful and just mostly stuff that I would do, like if I'm in a relationship or just how I want my partner to treat me because I kind of have the same like outlook or whatever.
Okay, so you want somebody to be considerate, like you're going to be considerate when it comes to the
Yeah.
person that you
And
that you
reciprocity, stuff like that. Like I can't
yeah.
really think of it right at the moment because I'm having a brain fart, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's really tough out here as far as relationship goes. And you know what? I could honestly say maybe, like you said, I could just be self sabotaging because I know like I don't really want to be in a relationship, but I do want to have a friend that's like looking forward to build, but not put too much pressure on all of the extra stuff that comes with
Yeah.
the relationship. Like, you
Okay.
know,
Let me ask y'all this. Um, what are I know what question y'all hate, and you know what? I think I know why y'all hate the question, but I want y'all to tell me first why y'all hate the question. Why do y'all hate the question of what do you bring to the table?
I can tell
I
you
don't
why
want
I
to
hate
take
it.
it.
All
Can
right.
I? Can I go first?
Go ahead. Go
Because
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I just feel like if you here and you see me and you got to know me, what interests now? Okay, what interests you into even thinking like, oh, this person could be a prospect or a possibility? Like, if you see what kind of person I am or you're getting to know me, why would you ask me that if you don't see my value? Like, that's crazy.
Okay, Rachel.
So I actually I've only ever been asked this question one time in my whole dating experience. But when I asked it, I just asked him back. I said, "What are you missing from your table that you need from me?" Because that answer would be completely different for everybody, right? Are you missing extra income? Will my income help you better yourself? Are you looking for someone like just a companion? Like what's missing from your table? So this whole what do I bring to the table? Because if you don't ask that question, and some of my girlfriends have had this where, what do you bring to the table? And, they're like, well, I have my degrees and I have this and that, and inevitably the man's like, well, I don't care nothing about your degrees. Well, what do you want then? What is it about? What do you want? What's not on your table that you're needing me to bring? Tell me that, and then I can tell you if I even want to bring it to your table or not. Or I'm like, you can keep your table and I'm gonna go about my business. Um, so it's just to me, it's a weird question to ask. I wouldn't ask a man that question because more than likely they're going to say, well, I make six figures. I don't care. So do I. That's not what I was asking. That's not that important to me. So I feel like instead of asking that question, say, here's my table. Here's what I'm looking for you to bring to my table. Are you capable of doing that? That's a better question to me than what do you bring to the table? I'm like, I don't know. I got my own table. We could put them together or we could move some things around, but what are you really wanting to know when you ask that question? And I bet if you ask a man, what do you really want to know? They can't answer because they got that question from some podcast or talking with their bros during their basketball game or whatever men do together. Um, and
It's
Yeah.
and
like
they
a
said, I'm
red
gonna
pill
I'm gonna
talking
I'm gonna ask
boyfriend.
I'm gonna ask I'm gonna go ask a good next dry date what she brings to the table, and his boy's like, yeah, man, ask her that, which is very bad advice. Um,
Got you.
but yeah, so that's why I don't like that question at all.
Okay. How about you, Jalissa?
I think that like I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. No, I don't want to say that. I think
Oh,
that
say
a
it anyway.
man. I don't want to say because that's not what I mean, but it's what's coming in mind. But I don't want to say it because I don't. Yeah, I don't want to say like a real man. It's not like a real man thing. But I
Oh,
think a man that asks you this question is not a man that's coming to provide anything into your life, because a man that's looking to build with you would just provide the table, provide things to put on the table, and then you as a woman, you multiply what's on the table, right? He's already coming
mm,
with the table. He's coming with the things that he's putting on the table of value, and you are multiplying. That's what we're here to do as women. Like, we nurture and multiply what the men bring to us. So that question to me is an ultimate like red flag, because like you said, what do you mean? Like, where is that question going? What does that mean? But a man that really wants to lead you, pour into you, and build with you, and have a family with you, he will choose a woman that will multiply everything that he's bringing into his her life.
Mm,
mm.
interesting. I
Yeah,
know. I've recently been processing this, right? And I wanted to know because I understand the male perspective and I understand the woman's perspective. The male perspective is if I'm going to invest in you, if I'm going to give you my best, right? If I'm going to essentially give my life to you, give my risk my money, and my livelihood and stuff like that. Which what can you also bring to this thing that we got here, right? But I understand a woman's perspective. At least I think is the you sought me out, you asked me to be here, right? You saw something that you liked, and then was like you're asking me to audition for you, like yes, this is a job interview. Like, what do I bring to the table? I thought you already knew when you met me. Um, but my perspective on this is I think that if men were better at talking, if men were better at leading conversations, if they were more interested in talking, all of these questions you're going to get the answers to anyway, right? You're going to see
exactly.
where y'all
Mhm,
align. Yeah,
mhm.
You
we're
don't
going to
have to
find out
ask
that.
that question, because you'll get your answer by getting to know the person.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These things will come out, once we're talking about the things that I'm interested in. And you like, oh, you interested in these same things, or, you telling me certain things. I'm gonna be able to pick up on what type of woman you are. Um, but if I could rephrase the question so that it lands better, I think that I can, to where it makes sense and you guys aren't as don't feel the same about it. And this is the way that I would rephrase it. What do you think? What do you feel that you what do you feel that hmm,
Yeah, I don't like
I
that
don't know how I
question
want
either
to say
because
it.
I'm like nothing, nothing.
No,
Actually,
I
I ain't
I
think
got
where
nothing
that's
for you.
going. Don't ask us anything.
Don't ask at all. No, just don't ask the
Don't even
question. Just let the
rephrase it.
conversation flow and learn what you need to learn. Don't ask that.
Erase
There's
the
no one question that
question.
goes down right.
oh man. How, how about this? How about this, right? I'm pretty sure that all of you guys are amazing, right? Amazing, amazing people to be in relationships with, right? What are some things that you do or some things about you that a man would absolutely love and that you want a man to love?
Mm.
I like the last part of your question, not what a man would love, but what you would like for a man to love about you, because we don't know. Some men aren't looking for, all men aren't looking for the exact same thing. So,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but I would what is it about you that you would love for a man to love about you? That part of your question, I think,
Mhm.
is a good question.
Okay.
Because there's certain things about me that I would love for a man to be like, that is so dope, and want to cherish that and everything. But there could be another man who sees the exact same quality and could care less about it.
Well, you should you most likely only have your eyes on a certain type of man that fits into a certain box, which is Rachel's box. So all those other men don't matter
Hmm.
anyway.
They don't. No. As soon as I know, like, if there's something about me that you don't really care about, that I find important, that then you're not in my universe anymore anyway. I've never been a girl though to want somebody who didn't want me. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
they don't exist.
if you could, how about answer the question for me? How do you want to show up in a relationship that you want a man to love?
Mm.
For me, I'm very much a helpmate. I'm very much one of those people where if I see you come in stressed from work, whatever, I've I've learned you enough to know whether you just need your space or do you need me to sit down? Hey, do you want to talk about it? Run by me, whatever's going on. We can have a conversation. Do you just want to cuddle and put the game on or whatever? Like I tend to study my person so I know what they need. And I understand I've raised my boys on my own. I've done a household on my own. So I know you coming in, holding down a household is very stressful.
Yeah.
So if you come into my life and you want to be that head of the house, I know how stressful that can be. I understand it. So I have more of an understanding of how you're feeling and maybe what you need from me. And then I'm a nurturer. I can't help it.
Hmm.
Um, so just you want me to rub your head? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to go out here and do this? I can take care of this. I can do that. Just to give you a peace of mind and you can sit and just relax and just be yourself. Like I'm more of talk to me. You need to show your emotions. I'm not a judgmental type person. There's some women who don't like men who are emotional, whatever. I'm not my thing. Um,
Gotcha.
and then there's other things. Not to get into the bedroom stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm very intuitive and like to understand my person's needs. Like I said, I study
Okay.
them a lot, so I know what's going on. So that part of me is what I want. I would want my type of man to appreciate.
Okay. Before the next person go, I think it'd be good if I answer the question so that it gives you guys an example of, how the question will be answered. Because I personally believe that everybody should have a list of the things that they want to provide a partner in a relationship. And it should be for you, not for that person. It should be just for you to have for yourself. Um, but if I were to answer the question, this is what I would want a woman to value. This is what I would want my woman to value about me. Um, I feel like I'm a true leader, and I I lead by example. But I don't only lead by example. I lead with grace, right? I give grace. I don't. It's not rigid. I understand. Things. I meet you where you are. Um, the way that I love, I think, is top tier, and I hope that she appreciates that. The way that I love. I want to love everything about her. It doesn't matter what it is, the things that she hates about herself, right? I don't. If you want to shave, I don't want you to shave. I love that. I love how God made you, exactly how you are. I want you to look how you are. I don't. You put on the makeup and all that's nice and right, but when you take it off, that's when I love you the most, right? Um, I am romantic. I learn my woman. I study my woman. I learn what the things that she likes, her love languages, things like that. Uh, Not only that, I study her temperament, right? So I learn how to communicate with her. I learn what she needs. I learn how she is at different things. Like it's to the point where I know that sometimes my woman just need to eat. You didn't eat yet. Like, before we even had this conversation, let's get you something to eat, and we gonna go from there. But outside of that, on my list would be I'm a provider, right? I would hope that the woman that I'm with appreciates that I don't want her to work, that I want her to spend her time doing what fulfills her ambitions, right? Not that I want you in the house. Like, I want you, of course, I would love for you to be in the house. However, I know that you have ambitions. So, what are those? Let me help you with those. But I don't want you to have the duty and the responsibility to have to also worry about how you're going to eat or how you want to pay the bills and stuff like that, right? And of course, there will be more things on my list that I would hope that the person that I'm with appreciates. And these are the things that I want to kind of deliver in a bow and give to somebody, right? So that's an example of how I would answer the question. So
Is one of the
whoever.
things on your list that you take out the trash when she asks you to, or do you wait?
That's a big thing, right? She might ask me 2 or 3 times. She might ask me 2 or 3 times.
I'm
But
just messing.
you should put that on your list of like, you know what, put on your list of what's going on, man. If I can just ask you to take the trash out one time, you'll be top tier. Cause we all struggle with that. I don't know what it is.
Top tier would be me not having to ask at all. He just see it full and take it out. That's
Mm,
top
You know
tier.
what? I'm gonna
clock in,
spend the whole next
Rachel.
week. I'm gonna spend the whole next week. She ain't gonna have to ask me to take the trash out one time.
Not the whole next week, the whole rest of your life
But
from here on.
we gotta walk before we run.
You know what? Okay.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
But who wanna
let
go
me
next?
see. I'm gonna go. You gave a great example. So I think. All right. Ask me the question again. Ask me the question again.
What are the things that you that within a relationship you
Hmm.
want to provide to the individual that you are with that you would hope that they love?
Um, really unconditional love, like, because it's sometimes
Oh,
hard to.
Armani, I gotta stop you right there. Unconditional love. That's powerful, right?
Yes, yes, and that's I want that. I want our love to be able to rule the world. Like I want our love to be so strong that it's like when I don't feel good, I don't even have to tell my partner. He just knows. Like
Okay.
he knows it because he knows me. I just want a good
Um,
understanding with my person.
before you finish, right? I want you
Mm,
to hear something. So I believe in unconditional love, but I believe in unconditional relationships. I think those are two different things, right? So
okay.
unconditional love to me is, you know what? You're my son.
Mm,
No, you're my mom, right? And
mm,
you did something to me that I probably can't forgive you for. However, I can't tell myself that I don't love you, but
mm,
you can't be in my life. So that means that I still love you. However,
mm.
the
All right.
relationship was not unconditional, so we're not going to be together. I mean, I'm not
Right.
going to. Yeah, right. So
Mm,
relationships are conditional for sure, right? If you cheat on me, I'm
yeah,
out. If you do this, I'm out. If you hit me,
that's
I'm
true.
out. But the love, right?
Mhm.
Of course, we don't get to tell ourselves we don't love people anymore. That would be us being
Mm,
foolish, right?
mm, yeah.
All right, so go ahead, finish.
Okay. I just I think more than anything, I just want to be able to let my partner know, like, you don't have to worry about those things that you may see online or just the society norms and stuff, like cheating or whatever the stuff may be. Like, one of my biggest things is sharing your relationship business with your friends and stuff. Like, I don't that's not good because you know it could. And y'all Lamont, please guide me if I go off topic or whatever.
I
Because
got
like you
you.
said, I have a tendency to do that. But yeah, like I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is
For
not the
sure.
greatest since
So let's
becoming
cut
a
out.
parent.
So let's start with some physical things that may be something that you
Right.
like, right? Are you
Okay.
the type of woman that wants to come into a man's life and cook and clean and take that off his hands?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
very much interested in it. Yes, I
Okay.
like Rachel said, very much a nurturer, very much just interested in building with a man because I feel like the more chemistry we have, it'll make the relationship stronger. It'll keep us um, together, I would say, or just
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make the
Yeah.
union strong. So it's like I don't have to worry about this man going out and being distracted by Instagram girls
Okay.
or whatever men claim they get distracted by or make them do things they shouldn't do in
Hmm.
relationships.
Okay. So a couple physical things you want to cook and clean. You want to
Yeah.
you want him to appreciate that you want to do those things, right?
Right.
What about let's go out off of the physical things. Um,
Hmm.
when he's feeling a certain type of way, is there any way that you want to show up for him that you think that he would value?
Um, I feel like definitely giving the men their space, but also too, I can be like, oh no, you've had enough space. It's time to talk. Let's
Hmm.
unpack this. Let's see what's going on. Because I know men have a tendency to feel like they don't want to open up because
Yeah.
they've had past experiences where people threw stuff in their face or brought
Okay.
up things that they felt they could share with them.
So
So
you want to be somebody
yeah,
that he can confide in without having to worry about you.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay. I got you. All right. Julissa, what do you? Is it? Do you like Julissa or Julissa?
It's whatever you want.
Okay.
Julissa. It's usually Julissa, but like I was called you Lisa one time, so it's just like whatever.
Okay. All right. Julissa.
Yeah. I want men to appreciate my men, my husband, to appreciate from me if I ever get to that point to be married, that I will be his nurturer, yes, but also his multiplier. So whatever he brings to me, I want to be able to multiply so we can grow and build together. So I want him to understand that we are one. So when you get married with someone, you and that person are one. You're not two. So whatever he's bringing to me, I want to be able to, how can I say that? Basically, nourish it and multiply it, so we can get to a point that I'm not sure if I'm going in the right direction here,
Oh, you
but
are.
I personally want
It sounds like it.
sorry?
No, I was saying it sounds like you're going in the right direction. You were saying you weren't sure if you were going in the right direction. I was like, yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I'm thinking of it in a way that I want me and my person to build generational wealth. So I want to be his backbone. So if he's building the house, I'm bringing the hammer, for example. If he's bringing the plan, I'm here to telling him like, okay, um this room could be here, and this the patio could be here. So I'm basically his helper in a sense, you know. So that's what I want my husband to appreciate from me. I wouldn't say that my way of nurturing would be to cooking, cleaning, and doing all of that for a season. Yeah, for a season, yeah. But the goal is for us to eventually have helpers that can do that, so we
Hmm.
can each other, focus on our relationship, on our marriage, so we can grow and be closer to one another. Especially if, like, if me and that person have children at some point, I don't want my children to become the center of my world, you know, because I do believe as of now that could change. I do believe that it's husband, wife, and then children, you know, as of now, that could change. But yeah, so my what I believe that I would bring to him is basically to multiply whatever he's bringing to me, so we can build one another and be close to one another.
Okay. Um, I want to. So I have a topic that I think this might be something that women would like answers to, right? So I'm gonna play a video, and I want y'all to tell me if y'all agree to what she's saying, or tell me if this speaks to you at all.
All the men, they want to know, they want you cooking and they want you cleaning. And the cooking and the cleaning has to come from you. And my question is, why do I have to be over a stove for 2 hours? Prime example, I was dating this guy. We went on several dates. I cooked for him and I cooked something in the air fryer. And he saw me cook something in the air fryer. And he got mad and he said that it was sacrilegious to cook something from the air fryer. And I said, well, brother, when you cook for me, you can cook the way that you want to cook. But why do you have to see me cooking something for 2 hours? Right? Like, what is it about that? And I'm a great cook. Do I cook a lot? No, I don't, because I'm kind of an empty nester. Like, and my job is kind of demanding. So I eat out a lot. I wine and dine myself. and others wine and dine me as well. So that's my lifestyle. Also, another thing, I do have a cleaning person that comes and clean my house. It gives me peace. I'm super busy a lot of the times. The men that I talk to, they feel some type of way about that. And I don't understand, if you're not paying for it, I'm not asking you for the money. Why are you mad that I have somebody to clean my house? My thing is, if the house is clean, whether we're together or not, if the house is clean and that's a part of my budget and I'm paying for it, why does that trigger you so much? It's like, it's not good enough for the house to be clean. It's not good of us for us to have a good meal. It has to be me doing the cleaning on my knees, scrubbing, taking up my time. It has to be me over the stove for 2 hours.
Oh my God, can I go first?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna try to stay calm. Listen, I believe that it's because a lot of men, not all men, a lot of men want to see their person slave the way their mom slaved. Okay, they want to um continue this weird trauma. They've seen their mom work 4 jobs, I don't know, like whatever, and they're like, oh well, my mom did it. Why do you want to be a stay-at-home wife? My mom cooked over the stove for 2 hours. Why can't you cook? So I really believe that they're just trying to recreate this weird trauma with their woman. And a lot of men don't want that soft life for their woman, because if my mom did have it, if my daddy didn't give it to my mom, then why should you have it? That's what I think.
Okay, Rachel, what do you think about that video? Are you on mute, Rachel?
I found the video interesting because I honestly haven't run into any men like that. So I find that's pretty. I don't know how I would react if someone said that to me. Like even with the cooking. Well, you know what? Maybe because I bring it up at the very beginning, because I do get asked, "Do you cook?" And I'm like, "A little bit." I said I meal prep, so if you like to eat the same thing 6 days a week, then I'm your girl. So I guess maybe I put the expectation out there from the very beginning. But most men that I meet like to cook, so I haven't really had to deal with that. And then the cleaning thing, I have a cleaner. I'm with her. I have a cleaner that comes once a month, and no one's ever had an issue with that. They might call me big money, which I have an issue with. So I'm like, um, red flag on them. But yeah, I haven't heard that. But I do believe what Delisa said is true. They saw their mom doing it, and they saw their grandma doing it. So they're saying she was fine doing it, which she may or may not have been if they actually talked to their mom or their grandmother. So since they're doing it, then you should be doing it as well. I agree with Delisa on that. Probably where that's coming from. Um, ugh. Yeah, I haven't experienced that before, so I'm not sure. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't
Okay.
heard that,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
have.
not sure how I feel about it. I wouldn't like it if that came up. If that was told to me, I would not. The conversation would not move forward. It'd be one of those where I'd skip all along my merry way.
How about you, Armani?
Um, I I don't know. I think because I missed out on what you ladies were saying because my I couldn't hear. But yeah, I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind, it could be just like it could be just a control thing. Like some men just want you to do what they want you to do. I don't know, but like
Mm.
Jalissa said earlier, cooking is fine, not bad, but after a while, we will have to get some people in to help out so we can spend more time together and continue building our family or just doing things that we enjoy doing so we can
Mm.
continue to grow and get to know each other better.
Interesting. Okay. Um, I'll have another video for you. I'm gonna play this first before we let's see. And y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. I hope Jalissa is at least listening so she can see.
photo going around about which one would you choose, and it's a lineup of 6 men and different body sizes, different body types, muscular tone and definition, and all that different stuff. And a lot of women have been choosing number four. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, you know immediately that number four was most T. But a lot of guys are saying, oh, well, this body is like, it's not strong, but it's not weak or whatever. And then there's also number five that is a close second to that. I personally love a number four, but guys are like saying in a lot of the comments, like, how do you even obtain this body type? I used to play football in high school and college, but now I work on the ranch. That's country fit. I swing hay bales. I ride horses. I wear boots. I wear steel toe. I climb poles. Like I'm what is it called? A lineman. I hop fences. I do mechanical work outside. I'm in the trenches. That's that kind of build. That's not I be at the gym every day lifting weights. Do you see what I'm saying? My wifey or my girlfriend makes me a full meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner type of shit. Like I'm full, but I'm also strong as hell. I build benches. A house can be made with these hands. That's that kind of body type. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not in the gym all the time lifting weights. That 1 through 3 or 1 through whatever, that was that. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a man fit. And that's why we like it. I don't know how hard it is for you guys to understand. Y'all be saying that, oh, I want a woman that looks like this. Women's body types can be a whole bunch of different things, and men are attracted to them. But for a lot of women, a lot of us are attracted to that. That's real man type shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know the one I'm talking about, go find it, because that picture, it's an AI picture. So obviously these are not real men. But I'm telling you, number 4, number 5 can get it.
Okay. So if y'all could tell me quickly how y'all feel about that video. Do y'all agree with what she's saying? Did it speak to you? Let me take this down.
Yeah, I mean, I I have a body type. I think it's really different. It's different for everybody, man and woman, you know. So I did see the picture, and I do remember that number four, and it is pretty attractive. But it's not something that maybe like all women would like. Some people like a skinny fit, and personally, like yeah, like anything from that. I don't know if you saw the picture, but anything from the number two to number four is fine, but anything above number four is too much. So
Gotcha.
I do believe that, and I prefer personally a little bit more fit. Like I like a gym bro, but I do believe that that it, I don't know what she was saying exactly, but it's okay to want what you want, and it's. But I do believe also that you have to be the person that that person would want to. Does that make sense? So you
Yeah.
can't have like a high, like you can't want like for example someone that's super fit and in the gym and whatever, and you're not.
Got you.
Well, see, I have to disagree with that though, because
Uh,
there are some fit dudes that want a bigger girl.
True, true, true,
They,
true,
some
true.
there's some
So
fit guys that like
yeah,
a
it
little
really.
plumpness or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it really depends on the person and what they want and what they like. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But did anybody necessarily agree with the woman in the video? Did you understand? Can you pick up what she was putting down with everything and all the context she was giving and stuff like that?
Was she trying to say that most women like one sort of body type? Is that what she was? I think that's what
No.
I was getting from it, which I don't agree
Like a
with.
Yeah.
strong
But
body type that lifts and that build houses and that's in the farm. Is that what you were saying?
What I heard, what I picked up from what she was saying was that a lot of the women who saw that image were aligning on the same similar body type, which was number four.
Mm-hmm.
And I can imagine what I think number four looks like, right? Because I think I
mhm.
know what women like. I think women do like men who are bigger but in shape at the same time. So not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like the perfect like six pack, but like she can tell that your body was forged. You just look like a man to her, right?
Yeah.
But not like it's commercial. You go to the gym and you work out and you do all, but you just look like a man. You know, you got
Mm-hmm.
a
I
solid
get
chest, you
it.
got big
Yeah.
shoulders, stuff like that.
But see, I don't know. I think women are like what Julissa said. I think women are like men. We all like different body types. Me and my two girlfriends, we all have completely different body types that we like. I like I like a slimmer guy. Like I don't like a guy whose thighs are as big as mine. Like he's like I don't prefer that. Now my friend does. She likes guys like that. Then I have another friend who likes like the big teddy bear type dudes. I don't like those either. But I don't think all women are the same. Like my mom likes big guys. I don't like big guys. I like nice slim ones. Um, which if but
Mhm.
looking at me, you would think I'd want like one of the big football player dudes, but no, maybe the what are the skinny ones in football? Like the receivers, the running backs,
Wide
whichever
receivers and
ones are
stuff.
like really fast and skinny. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those would be more of my type. So I don't know. I feel like some men do think that what most women or majority of women want a particular type of looking man, and I just don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely think that with men and with women, in particular demographics, most of them will probably align on a lot of things as far as attraction and stuff like that. Most of them will align on a lot of things. So I probably would argue
Mhm.
that most likely most women have similar interests in what they want in men, right? Even if, of course, it's going to be different nuances here and there, right? Different like little
Mhm.
specifics, but the majority will probably fall around the same area. But you could be like, yo, I like skinny guys, and it's a lot of women who do like skinny guys. But my main thing about that video wasn't necessarily the type of guys that the women like, right? It was when she was explaining how much she values a man who works with his hands. You
Hmm.
know, that's what I heard, right? I heard like, yo, a man who can build something. I just heard her reverence for a man who she perceives to be a man, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and when the woman made that original video, she was pretty much asking like, why do men want this? And I can only speak for the reasonable men. I can't speak for the men who speak from trauma and all that type of stuff, or they just want you to be in the kitchen
Hmm.
with your mom, right? But there is something to a person, a person doing something. Like for example, I'll give you an example. Um, I like leather chairs. I collect them. Right. This is a nice tufted leather chair made out of real full grain leather. Now, the thing about full grain leather is the character that it develops over time. Right. From in the one thing I value about this also is the people who worked on it. I didn't want something that's made real quick, real fast, just to get it out the door, lightweight. Like most of the stuff that we consume is made like that, but there is something called bespoke where people pay top dollar to get something that's made by an artisan by hand, and it's worth its value. It's worth so much, right? I think it's similar here. Whereas if a woman actually cooks for you, or if she does something for you, you feel the value and the love of like you did that for me. And I think that if you get into a relationship and a woman never does any of those like traditional things at all, it might be something that you just feel like you're missing. And I think that a lot of women, even though they don't care if a man pays for something to get fixed, but I think a lot of women value a man that knows how to work with his hands, right? It's just something probably that's
Yeah.
a little bit different than a man that can pay for something to get fixed, but a man that works with his hands. Now, me, ideally, my woman is she manages the house and all the cleaning and all that type of stuff. However, we also have cleaners that assist her. And as we progress in our relationship, eventually she won't probably clean anything at all. And I'll be perfectly happy with that. She probably won't cook or clean anything at all. Be people doing it for us. I'm completely fine with that. But I know that early on in our relationship, that was just something that I valued was, this is kind of what I like in a woman. Like, and I know it's so basic that maybe y'all don't like it, right? But I think that just shows how simple some of us are. Is
Hmm.
when you do that, I feel so good that you just did that with your hands. You made me something, you know?
Hmm.
Like,
Mhm.
whereas other men are like, yo, I want you to do this for my birthday. Y'all got to step it up and like start to do more for our birthdays. Or like, how about you do something for me for Valentine's Day? Where's this stuff for me? Like, I'm not like that. You cook for me? Oh my God, this is the best thing in the world ever. Right. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm trying to give y'all perspective on what at least some men what they appreciate about it.
Yeah, I really think that it
I
depends
get
on
that.
like what you're looking for in your partner to pour into your love language. So you love the fact that your woman sometimes cooks and clean and nurture you in that way, but maybe another man would want his wife to not do these things, actually to not cook and not clean, so she can just cuddle him. I don't know, I don't know, like some people like different things. And I am a person that prefer a man that works with his hands as well. And I love to see a man do things with his hands. But I think it's something that a lot of younger men are losing this art of like doing things with their hand and being like manual and manly in that way, because they're all chasing the money and the paper and like how to make money and how to be like, but and hire people to do it. So I do appreciate when a man do things with his hand and like his muscles and all that. I found that sexy, and I understand that that's what you value. But it's possible that I value someone that do things with their hands, and some other woman wouldn't care. Like I'm an
Mhm.
interior designer, and I went to a client's house one time, and the man of the house, I told him like, yeah, you could just put the picture up by yourself with like a hammer and like a nail. Is that the word, a nail?
Yeah, now.
And he said
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't know how to do that. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
What
man,
you mean?
Yes,
the man
What you
said
mean?
that.
that's crazy.
But
The
he's
man.
married. He's married and he has right. He's married. He has a wife and she loves him.
Oh my
And
gosh.
like he's always traveling, making money, but he doesn't know how to work with a hammer. And that to me was like such a like weird turn off, But she appreciates him for what he brings. So I guess it's
Right.
really
Mhm.
different for like everybody.
How about this? I
Yeah.
want I want to I want to get this to y'all because you just said something that I think is like real key. How would y'all feel if you had a man, right, and your y'all had a flat tire, y'all on your way somewhere, you got a flat tire, and he said, um, "I know how to change a flat tire. However, like I never did. I don't like doing stuff like that. Let's just have somebody come and do it. Like I would never change a flat tire. I'm not interested."
Sassy.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
so,
No,
now,
change the tire. Or I'm going to get out the car and change it myself. Now you're going to be looking embarrassed because everybody driving by is going to know why there's a woman changing the tire and a man
Yes.
standing there looking
What?
crazy. But yeah, I know. So the whole thing, men that work with their hands are sexy. Yes. Would it be nice if I met a guy who knew how to build me a patio? Yes. But also, would it be nice if I met a guy who knew how to pay the contractor to build me a patio? Also, yes. Either one of those is
Yeah.
sexy to me. You putting the board down, and you giving the money to do it. But
yeah,
there are certain things that I feel like are just life skills, which is knowing how to use a hammer, knowing how to change a tire. I mean, it's in the car handbook on what to do to change a tire.
mhm.
Um, and if you don't want to do that because you'll get your hands dirty, then no, that's
That's
very
the sassy.
unattractive.
Yeah, that's the sassy part. But the thing is that I think that one thing that makes it like sexy in a sense is the fact that the man handles it without me having to be in that conversation. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Right.
So if, for
Hmm.
example, you as a man, you like your meals being prepped a certain way, your meals will be prepped a certain way and in the fridge for you to go to work. Period. You don't have to see the process. You know what I mean? So if
Hmm.
my tire is flat, get me on a Uber to be home, to be in a like relaxed state, and you handle it the way that it needs to be handled. If you don't want to change it, I don't want to hear about you not changing it. I just want you to handle it and get the car back at home. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Got you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel like a man, even if he's not willing to get his hand dirty, he should be resourceful. He should know somebody that can do it or have the means to get it done. But because I can get it done, if I can do it and you can't, we got a bigger problem on our hands. We got a bigger problem on our hands.
Hmm.
Do you guys think that you can understand the perspective though of a man that likes his woman to cook at all and clean?
Mhm. Yeah,
There's nothing
I
wrong with
can see
that.
that.
Just but
Okay.
Yeah,
not having
I
to
can
spend
understand.
2 hours. Like if I can use the air fryer, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, I'm not that deep with it. Like me personally, I'm like you can, cook how you want to cook. Like, I love an air fryer. Um,
But I also
Okay.
expect a man to cook and clean as well. I do.
Absolutely.
I'm
I
not. I'm
agree.
not doing it
I
all the
agree.
time. I have
Yeah.
this. I have this response that I give to some men. Some men think it's funny, and some don't. But they'll say, "Oh, I love a good home cooked meal," and I'll say, "Oh, that's awesome. What meal do you like to cook? What meal do you?" Some will chuckle and they tell me what meal they want to cook, and the others would be like, What do you mean? Well, you like home cooked
Mhm.
meals. I'm assuming you cook them. Which one's your favorite meal to cook?
Yeah,
Because I just put it out there first. I'm not going to be the one doing it 24/7. I also have a job,
yeah,
so we're going to need to share some of this stuff.
yeah. I know at least for me, I'm my role is supplemental, right? And I have certain things that I just like
Hmm.
to clean. So I mean, if she ever needs me to, like, if she, like, whatever she asks, I'm there. Like, hey, can you do this? Like, hey, I'm got something to do. Can you clean the entire kitchen? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure, right. And a lot of things I'll just clean on my own. Like if I'm in the kitchen and I see that I'm about to eat, I don't like there to be dishes in the sink, so I'll probably just take care of it myself. Or like I'm always like sweeping because I don't like things on the floor. So like, I'll just, make sure that I get those up. But my role is
Hmm.
supplemental, and I'm happy that way with a supplemental role versus like a responsible role, because I'm it's a little bit more when it comes to that. I'm a little bit more old school, you know. But yeah, my goal with that video was just like, all right, she was asking, why do men feel this way? And I was like, all right, maybe I can explain why some men feel that way at least. So yeah. Um let's go to my next question that I got for y'all. Cause I wouldn't say that we veered off, but we got to like we was getting real organic with the conversation. You doing all right over there, Armani?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Hmm. When y'all are do any of you how do y'all feel about approaching men?
I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem. Jalissa.
I
But
don't.
Yeah.
I
I
will say,
I I've tried it. I'm not doing it again. Like I'm not shooting my shot again. Listen. It did not go the way. It did not go the way it was supposed to go. It did not go the way like the fantasy that I was building.
I agree. I
It did
agree.
not
I
go that
agree.
way. I prefer to be approached. I prefer to be
Yes.
wooed. I prefer to be pursued. Like I've tried it. Like I've
Yes.
tried the modern thing and going after the
Hmm.
man. And it's not that I was shut down. It's just that the person had like like each time actually, like I tried it twice, okay? And I'm not doing it a third time. But each time they had like a girlfriend, which is absolutely fine. I respected
Oh.
that and like moved like
Mm-mm.
on from that situation. But I also felt like I didn't feel like a girl. I didn't feel like a woman doing it. I didn't feel like it's just not for me. And I believe that I will attract the person that is for me. Like I'm not gonna have to like go after a man.
Okay. Rachel.
I don't um, approach men. I the most you will get from me is an up and down look and maybe a smile, but I don't approach. And you want me to go into the reason why I don't?
Sure.
Or is because okay. So um, I don't because I have a lot of guy friends my age, and I've learned that a lot of men, not all men, okay, I wouldn't say a lot, some men will entertain a woman they're not interested in just because there's nothing better to do and she was easy and came up to them. They didn't have to work for it and they can get some coochie because they feel like it. Um, I feel like a man, if he really likes you and wants to buy you, will come get you. So I do not approach because I could approach someone he may not be interested, but he will entertain just because I'm there and I made it easy for him. So I do not do it.
Okay. Now I can give you my perspective. So a lot of men do disagree with me when it comes to this. I don't want a woman approaching me under any circumstance. I don't. Um, Now this could be for several reasons. It could be because traditionally I've never had a problem getting women, right? Never had an issue. So I didn't necessarily need women to approach me. But I think the biggest part of it is, since I am a little bit old school when it comes to that, like I want a woman. If I It's like you trying to skip the line. You trying to jump the process, right? I don't want you to skip the process. You don't say, "Oh, I know he's supposed to come to me, but I'm gonna go come to him because I just want to get." No, like if I wanted you, if I want you, I'm gonna come talk to you.
Mm,
And I think that if a woman comes and talks to me, now I've had it happen before, but those situations ended up being just like physical, and it stopped there because I don't know, it's just something about it that's like I know that when you come to me, like, oh, you can excuse my French, right? You can consider yourself already like slept with, like it's done. If you're approaching me, I know that like if you're approaching me,
Interested in
I
that.
know, yeah, I know you going right, essentially, right?
Yes. Yes.
And that's not like that.
that's
No,
crazy. Why would
but
you think that?
that should be the mindset, right? Like for example,
Why
right?
is that the mindset though?
Because it depends on the type of man you are, right? If you're
Hmm.
in a place in your life where you want to do that, then that's going to be the mindset. If you're in a place in your life where you don't want to just have sex with women, right? Then that's
Hmm.
not going to be your mindset. But back when I've been in a relationship for 6 years, so I was like mid 20s when when I thought this way. But my thing is, you if a woman is approaching you, she's saying that you're the prize, right? She's going after
Hmm.
you. I see something that I want. I want that, and she came and got it, and I'm like, I don't I don't like that dynamic, right?
Hmm.
So traditionally when a woman did approach me, it was just physical and it never became anything else because that's not the way that I move. I'm a man. I want to go after you. Like
Yeah.
I want to, I don't want you to switch the process. I don't like trading places. So I would argue for women, if you want a man that at least I would consider to be masculine, probably try not to go after him, but definitely let him know you're interested in ways that are subtle. Maybe smile at him, when y'all make eye contact. Maybe if you're going to make conversation with him, it should be in regards to something else, like if you're in a line getting food, like, hey, have you ever tried that? And then from there, like if he wants you, he gonna go for it, you know?
Mm.
But for me, don't let me know that you trying to like I think you're handsome and I want to, that's not for me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I did, unfortunately, and I don't know how to flirt. I don't know how to like. I was just like, "Yo, you single? What's up?"
That would
Will
have helped
not
you.
work. But doing it in a subtle way, like you said, like like talking about like stuff in general, and seeing if that person then like showing that you're open is, I guess, more feminine than just going after someone and say like, "Yo,
Yeah.
you single? Like, what's up?"
Now, in your defense, though, that would have actually worked for you because if you were like pretty much, if I could tell that you are making a fool of yourself, you've never done this, that's different. But I
Yeah.
typically feel like women who approach men are women who approach men, and they like go after what they want, and then I would pick up that that's not your nature, so it might like I might that might be different. But it's
Mm.
certain women who comfortable doing it, and it's what they do. You know, that's not for me.
But I've heard a lot of stories of women going after the men they want and getting the things that they want, getting the marriage, getting the husband, getting like the whole thing. And maybe it's because like when they approach the man, like you said, they were in that season of, okay, like I'm ready to settle down, whatever. But yeah, like I was speaking to a woman, she said like I wanted him, I went after him, and now they're married, they have 2 kids. So I've heard stories of it working as well, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just didn't
There's
work for me. I don't
context
think
that's
that's.
important, though. I think it's context that's important. Is that type of man the type of man that you would be with, right? Because I can give you
Mm,
relationship advice, but it's based on the type of woman that I choose to be with, right?
mm,
You can't.
Mhm.
So if you're with the type of man, like for example, my woman can't drive me in a car. I'm not comfortable with that. I gotta drive because it's just something about me being a man. I want to drive. You know,
Hmm.
it's just in situations where she has to drive, of course, right? It's emergency, you drive. But in general, I'm the type of man that does not want my woman to drive me in her car. I'm going to hold doors open for you because I'm a man and I'm going to hold your door and stuff like that. There could be people who are ending up with men who like they don't value those type of things. They don't value being provider or they don't value being other. They just like, oh yeah, we in a relationship, cool, right? She might not have a man that's a leader, which is perfectly fine for people who desire that. But You just got to make sure that the stories that you enjoy to listen to might be the ones that are like, all right, this is the type of guy that I would be with, and this happened. Okay, cool. If that makes sense.
What if the guy is shy in a sense or scared to approach the woman because I don't know, maybe he thinks that she's out of his league. So would you say that that man is not like man enough or
I
something?
mean, no. So from what you've articulated, I don't think that you like those type of guys. You seem like the
Mm-mm.
type of woman that doesn't like a man that's afraid to approach you.
I
From
don't. No, I don't. But I don't mind someone that's a little bit more reserved.
Mhm. For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I think a lot of most men are reserved. I would argue, right?
Mm,
Like 95% of the women that beautiful women that men see, at least like me, we never speak to. Oh, we just acknowledge they're beautiful and we move on. But when we feel like we have like this is a legit opportunity, we take it. You got certain men who shoot a shot at everybody, but you got
yeah.
other men who like they tailor their filter who they shoot their shots at.
Yeah.
Even if it's you know uncomfortable for them or something like that, you just figure out a way to do it. You start a conversation about something else.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever been here before? Do you like this drink? I'm thinking about getting this type of drink, but I don't really drink. What you think I should get? Start it like that. And once the conversation is flowing, cool, we there, right?
Hmm.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all find that whenever you in situations where you're being nice to a man, he takes that as like you're interested in him?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
often does that happen? Where like you might be at a work event and like you're being nice and the guy's like, he like, you know what? Let me shoot my shot because maybe she being maybe she interested in me because she being nice. Did that happen like often?
Often, all the time. I mean, anytime you open your mouth and speak to a man, he'll think like, "Yeah, I got a shot to sleep with her." Like you just gotta like acknowledge them a little bit, and that's what they think. So that happens almost like all the time. But
All the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And
Why do y'all
I
think
feel
that is?
like it's because a lot of, oh, sorry, I was about
No,
to
I'm
answer
saying
your
what?
question before
Yeah.
you got a chance to ask it. My bad. But I honestly feel like it's because a lot of men aren't nice to women unless they're attracted to them or they're
Mm,
trying
Mm.
to pursue them. So they don't understand that, oh, a woman's just being nice to me just because she's just being nice. There's nothing behind it or anything. Like, no, yeah, you're a human being. So I was just, you know, being nice to another human being. Um, but unfortunately, I think there are some men out there who don't. They see women as, I mean, we're human, but they see us as something to pursue or something to be used. So that's when they're nice. Um,
mm,
and if a man finds you attractive, he's going to be a lot nicer to you than if he didn't find you attractive.
yeah. Hmm. You know, what I think the answer is, I think if women understood how it is kind of a little bit being a man, they would maybe understand it a little bit more. But as a man, most of us are not like confident, right? Um as confident as you would think we are. So
Yeah.
when you're being nice to a man, because a lot of girls are mean, a lot of girls are like trained and conditioned to be mean over time because maybe like some guys are annoying them. Like I'm walking down the street and like 10 different men tried to say something to me. Like, yeah, I'm closed off. Like I'm not in the mood, right? So a lot of girls kind of have that disposition. So when you see a woman and y'all kind of like almost like vibing, y'all having a decent conversation, it's like, oh, maybe she likes me because all the other women don't give me this nice energy. Maybe this is somebody. Let me shoot my shot because maybe I'm tripping, but let me shoot my shot. I think that might be the mindset of a lot of guys in this scenario. If that can, I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know. I think it kind of reminds me of like kind of like elementary school. Like you know how, cause I hear a lot of women say when they be mean to men, they get better results. So I guess that makes sense.
Mm,
But I don't know. But I will say because I'm not gonna waste you guys' time. I do have to go soon because I
hmm
have another job to do. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it was so nice chatting with y'all, and I really, really hope that I can come back up here next time and provide a little bit more zhuzh. But this is my
Mhm.
first time, and I'm very nervous, and I'm just trying to intake all of the information. But it was very informative today, and I really had a great time chatting with y'all ladies. And well, I'm
Yes,
out
it was nice
here.
meeting you.
It's
Absolutely, you
nice
did
Same
great.
meeting
here.
you.
Oh, can
And
you ladies put or is y'all Instagram on here? Cause I want to follow y'all page and see what kind of
yeah,
content
they
you
got it
guys
right there.
upload.
If you
Okay,
look
I'm
under
gonna
their
Hmm.
name,
definitely follow y'all.
yeah. Um, and yeah, in 7 minutes, I actually got to head to DC, but we gonna do these
Oh,
last 7 minutes.
we could. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can lock in for 7 minutes. Yep, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. Um, what about you, Rachel? Did you how do you feel about what I said?
Um, yes, I do believe I have met some men that you would think would be very confident, and they were not. They're very insecure with themselves. But I also agree with what you said that um, I once I started not caring about being in a relationship and just being like really lackadaisical, talking to men and stuff, that's when they're the most interested. It's
Yep.
interesting. Because it's like they can feel that you have no pressure and want to be in a relationship with them. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I could take you or leave you. I don't care. And I've said that and they're like, oh, the phone calls and the text from that is crazy compared to me. Yeah, I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married someday. It's you're a guy. Explain that. Sorry, I know I just veered off from your question, but explain that. Why do men want women to? They kind of like want their girls to not like them a little bit. What's up with that?
I want my
Or
they
that
want
could be a topic for another conversation, but it's just a question
hmm.
that I have.
They want to chase, I think. They
It's
want
the
It's
that
the
pursuit.
that
chase,
I
the
was
the
gonna
challenge.
say
chase,
that.
the
Yes,
little
Hmm.
definitely a
challenge,
pursuit.
the pursuing.
I think
Ugh.
so from that perspective, right? I do think that I like to pursue a woman. I don't want to chase you, right? But I do want to pursue a woman. It's something innate in us, I think, that well, the ones who are more traditional, something innate inside of us that we and I think women are the same way, right? Even though y'all probably won't admit it, I think y'all like a little bit mystique to a man. Um, like Jaleesa said earlier, like she likes a man that's more reserved. Like a lot of times when you go inside of a place, right? Women aren't necessarily intrigued by the man that's talking the most, right? They might like the guy
Hmm.
that's like over there in the corner, like, what's his thing? What's his deal?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like I think they do like a little bit, they like the kind of like, I want to like peel back the layers. I don't want them to just be in front of my face, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think, but I think it's the same thing with men. Um,
Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
no, it's okay. We actually going to close out in 4 minutes, so we got 4 minutes to kind of finish the conversation. Um, but yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know what it is. I want to pursue a woman though. I definitely want to, you know, um, I want to do the work. I don't know. I'm just a man. I want to be. I want to do the work. I want to get to know you. I want to ask you on the dates. I want to ask you on the next date after that date went well. I
Hmm.
want to. I'm supposed to be taking the lead. I'm supposed to be. We don't want you to just give us everything at once. At least me.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um, I got before we finish. I'm gonna ask y'all one more question, and Denisha, you can answer it too. Um, let's see which one I'm gonna choose. Hmm. 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 Okay. Realistically, today, for a man that's interested in you, what does he have to do for you to be interested in him to get to go on a date with him? And we can go around the table because I know a lot of women, most guys, you probably don't want to go on a date on. But what man would you want to let you take you on a date today?
A
Like, where
consistent man. A consistent. I'm a man. A consistent man, an honest man, and a man that know what he's interested in.
Hold
Because
on,
some
Armani.
men.
Hold on, real quick. because it's a man that meets you today. So you might not know if he's consistent yet.
Mm. Okay. Mm.
So what can he
Mm.
show you? What do he got to show you for you to, you know,
Where do we meet?
what you say?
Where do we meet?
Or where do you want to meet him?
Mm.
Like with
Oh, from
me,
I don't
oh,
know.
I'll let her go first. No, I'll let you go first.
No, go ahead.
Uh,
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because like with me, me and my boyfriend now, we met on TikTok. He actually, I was in my celibate journey, my healing era and everything. And he messaged me on TikTok, and I was telling myself, dude, should I even message this man back? And then I gave it a shot. I did message him back, and then we were going from there. But he was showing me that he wasn't. When I will respond, it'll take him hours or a day later to respond. So I
Mm.
communicated with him. I told him, I was like, "You're a bad responder. You're not good with communication." But then when he told me what he does for work, I took that into consideration, and I understood why he would text me back the way he did. So he asked me on a date, and I said yes. And on our date, he showed me how he's good with communication. We prayed. He wanted to pray before we ate. He's a God fearing man, and everything about him was great. I wasn't gonna judge him off of the messages of him messaging me back late because I understood what job he does and what type of work he's in. So I made the decision for us to continue to go forward, and I love the relationship I'm in with him. I love everything about him. He's very consistent. He's very observing. He listens to what I'm telling him. Everything is just great. So I'm glad I took that shot and I didn't judge him off of what he did for work.
Okay. How about you, Rachel?
Okay, so if I just met him today and having to go on a date with him, it'd have to be, we would have had to at least talk for a good 5 or 10 minutes, like a conversation. I'm not one to, we're just passing by and he's like, hey, can I get your number? We can go on a date tonight. I'm not that person only because I don't want to wait till the date to find out I don't really like you and can't stand you because then that just ruins my meal.
Mm.
So I need to talk to you for like 5 or 10 minutes wherever we're at. Like if we met at the grocery store, yes, meet at the end of the aisle and have a quick conversation. We met at the gym, have a quick conversation so I can at least gauge, can you even hold a conversation before the date? Um, so yeah, that first, and then there has to be an initial attraction. But I'm not gonna lie. If I'm not physically attracted to you, I'm not gonna go on a date with you. I'm not gonna do it. Physical attraction is important to me, just like it's important to a man. So be physically attractive for what I find attractive. Be able to hold a conversation for a good 5, 10 minutes, and then maybe later on this evening we can go on a date.
Okay. So physically attractive, be able to hold a conversation, and
Yes.
that's really all that if y'all talk for 5 minutes and he's attractive and he's decent at
If
talking.
we have enough time, yeah, like if you're saying like we just met and I have to agree on a date like just from that first initial meeting, then yeah,
Yeah.
there's only so much you can get in a few minutes, but it needs to at least be a good 10-minute conversation of something to show we have some type of the same interest somewhere for me to agree to
Okay.
want to see you later on.
Okay. Jalissa.
I think I'm with Rachel on that as well. To have a good conversation to start with, to be attracted to that person, but also that he has to spend on business like from the get go. Like have to have this a little bit of a force to it. Like I don't know how to say it, but like a little bit like he has to show that he really wants to take me on a date, or he really wants me, or really wants to get to know me. Um, Basically, just by standing on business and planning the dates and showing me, um, like how can I say that? Like in basically like how you would tell someone like, oh, okay, like I'm excited to go on a date with you, like I don't know what to wear, and they'll like, oh yeah, like what do you want to wear? So like they'll send something your way or send you flowers. Like, like just prepping that way for you to meet in a sense.
Hmm.
So I think that would make me very excited to go on a date with someone. Is that a question? Was that a
Yeah.
question?
So
Yeah.
what I heard was the same thing as Rachel, right? Be attractive to you,
Be
um,
attentive
be
to your
attentive.
needs. Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because the question is to get you on a date. Like what do so what I heard was that, but also be confident and kind of know like have a plan. You
Hmm.
want to feel like yo, he about business. Like he got me on it. Like he's trying to get me on a date. Like right now, he's not trying to waste time. Right. That's
Yeah.
kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's like, you can tell that that person is interested, and they're not like letting go of wanting to take you on that date, wanting to get to know you. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate it having all of y'all here today. Is Saturdays good for y'all? I just want to know what's the best day for like people in general. Not to say that y'all, got to come back or whatever, but because it's between Saturdays and Sundays. Originally, it's gonna be Sundays for me, but like, y'all think Saturdays is a good day for people, or y'all think Sundays is better?
It really depends for
Sunday is
me.
actually better for
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, it would depend for me. Like, depends. Sunday is church
Okay.
day.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna probably do the next one on a Sunday. But
Okay.
I appreciate having all y'all here. It was a great conversation. We got
Thank
to
you.
Yeah, I got to kind of understand, a little bit more about women, and I hope y'all got to understand a little bit more about men. And I'm gonna try to do it on every Sunday if I can be consistent. And y'all welcome to always come back and do the show with me. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of their day.
Thank you, you
Thank you.
too.
Thanks for having me. Nice to
Thank
meet you, girl.
you.
Nice to meet you, girls.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
guys.
All right, y'all. That was my first show. I gotta I gotta leave right now. I gotta go. I got somewhere to be in DC. Um, but yeah, that was my first show. How y'all think it went? Y'all think it was a good show? I was a bit nervous too. From the beginning, I was a little bit nervous, but you know, I got over it. I think I managed the show well. I'm gonna make sure I try to like research topics and kind of lay out what I wanted to talk about and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we had I think we had two women who didn't make it. One came in last minute, but it was another one who couldn't make it in time. But next week I'll probably have two more. It'll probably be 6 to 7 women. I don't want it to be 10 people, but you know, I definitely appreciate y'all, being in the comments and coming through. Um, I'll see y'all next week, man. I'm gonna play. Oh, I gotta play the song that I made for my girl. That's gonna be my outro song, right? At least for now. I'm gonna play all this song because y'all know, I'm one of them niggas. I tell y'all like, I don't want my girl to, I want her to smell like her. I don't want her to take a shower. I don't want her fresh out the shower. I want her before that. I'll be trying to get her to not take so many showers. So it's my song.
I like you raw, no edit, no lace. Your morning bread still fits your face. The things you hide, I hold them close. The things you feel, I want the most. My 6 foot Amazon, you stand like gold. I ice your hand, then let it glow. I know you cycle by heart, by week. I know your moves before you speak. You make me proud just walking in. Slim black dress and that soft grin. Don't change for me. I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Mark your territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again. Yeah. You the prize, you the trophy too. When you're near me, I look good through you. Tinted windows, Range Rover glide. Late night roads with you by my side. I'm honored, baby, to love you right. To hold you down and guard your light. I love your flaws, I love your mess. The parts you hide, I love them best. I want my face to smell like you. It's not my face, it's yours now too. Mark my face, don't miss a spot. Say I'm yours, mean it lies for me. I like the truth, the real you. Pulls me through, don't shower, baby. Let it stay on you. Don't shower, baby. Yeah. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. I wanna taste the real you. Don't shower, baby. Baby, mark your territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again. Slow it down, let the room breathe. Say my name like you need me. Deeper now, syrup in my tone. Hold me close, you are my home. They just shine like morning gold. The energy warm in the cold. You light it up for everybody there. You walk in and the whole room cares. I wanna taste the real. Don't shower, baby. Hey, I wanna taste the real you. I'm yours, baby. Mark your territory. I'm yours, baby. That's my glory. You my Baccarat rouge, stick on my skin. You my Baccarat rouge, I'm gone again. My trophy girl, my reason why. Your light on me makes heads turn pie.